living the adventure. Axis of awesome.
What's up, adventurers? Welcome to another basic builds. Today I have a pretty cool one for you guys. A while back, Cody from Poplock's 4583 created a really cool lever action rifle. I think it was based on the Marlin 4570 tactical, and I really was interested in making one of my own. Cody sent me a bunch of really cool parts, so let's take a look at what we've got here. Alright, so the plan today in this basic builds is create our own 4570 tactical. My nephew printed me off a basic platform for a 4570 lever action rifle, and we're going to take it and modify it using these tactical upgrade kits that Cody had sent me. So that is the plan for this rifle. So we'll pause the video and come back and talk about what we're going to do. Stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome back. So here we go. Like I mentioned in the intro video, we've got all these pieces Cody sent me. So the puzzle is going to be how to make all this work with this simple 3D printed weapon here. And I've kind of did some looking, trying to see what works best. We're going to go with this handguard here. And we're going to retrofit it to this barrel portion. Probably going to have to do some sanding and some cutting to get this to fit on there as best we can. I'm also going to take this flash guard or muzzle guard and probably mount it to the front of this rifle like so. It's hard to show you guys. Make that work. And then as far as the lever action goes, this one here is pretty big and cumbersome. Cody sent me one here. I will probably have to modify. I'm going to remove this one and then modify this to accept this lever. So that's the first step we'll do. And then we'll have some painting, probably do some mill put, and then I'll do some customizing of this as well. But the first step is to get this guard to fit on this portion here. So we'll have to do some cutting and some figuring, and we'll make it work one way or another. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back, guys. So we have trimmed up the handguard piece here, and I've kind of dry mounted it to the front of this barrel, or front of the rifle, I guess. I like the way it fits. It's nice and tight, looks good. But we'll have to do some housekeeping on this portion here. We're going to have to sand down this 3D printed material a little bit, kind of thin this up to make this kind of fit a little more snug and not stretch this material out so much. So we'll get a sander and we'll start kind of working this slowly to get some of this material off and thin it out. We did keep the top part of the rail that was on this portion here, which I will actually go back and mount on top of this rifle when it's all said and done. So next step of this is going to be sanding this thing down in order to kind of incorporate this piece here. We'll definitely sand some off the bottom, and we'll sand some off the sides. And once you get this part mounted here and all of it painted, you'll never even notice. So stay tuned. We are making progress. Hey guys, welcome back. So I went and sanded this thing pretty well to take this modified piece here and get it on here like so. There we go. So that's on there, and we'll be able to now mount this receiver portion and keep going for this gun modification project. So we'll come back and talk about how we're going to do the lever action.
The potato fry.
Stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back. So, with this receiver, or not receiver, I guess, my lever action, and I like the way it looks a little bit here. I got to trim the trigger out and whatnot. Cody's is a lot smaller and not a lot more streamlined, which I like that a lot better. So what I plan on doing is kind of lining these up and coming up with a good chop point and just chopping Cody's and chopping this one, then gluing it together, pinning it so it fits there kind of like that. I think that'll look a lot better. We'll do that, and then we'll mount that to the portion here, the receiver, and do a little bit of sanding, and then we'll mount this stock, and this thing will be close to being done and ready for final detailing and paint. So we'll go ahead and figure out a good spot to cut this, and then we'll come back and hopefully have this cut and ready to mount. All right, welcome back guys. So we have got the lever action changed out here. You can see it turned out really well. I got a little bit of sanding and cleanup to do, and I went ahead and married the barrel to the receiver, and this thing's going really, really well. Next step is to get everything kind of cleaned up on it and figure out what color we're going to paint it. So, of course, you know, the front cover here fits on nicely. I got a little bit of cleanup work to do on it as well. Cody did send me some more of these rails, so I think I'm going to mount some rails to this after I take a look at the picture and get it all figured out how I really want this thing to look. And then we've got our stock to put on as well. But this rifle is going really, really according to plan, I guess. I've drilled a small hole in the end of the stock here to do a sling mount, so I'll be doing a basic standardized sling for this as well. I'll drill a hole here. And this rifle build is really coming along nicely. Really simple, basic build, but I'm really enjoying this whole deal, and I enjoyed all the components that Cody has sent me. Poplock's 4583. Cody's a very talented fella. Man, I sit and envy him and his 3D printing skills quite a bit. He's a great member of the Axis of Awesome. So next step is to clean this front portion up a little bit, and then I think I'm gonna just prime it all and probably put this piece on here last. I'll paint it, then glue that on last and do some touch-up painting. But we're getting close. It's going to be really cool when I'm all done. I think I'm really going to enjoy this rifle. It's going to be for one of my new adventures. So we'll come back. We'll have it all primed up, and we'll talk about what we're going to do as far as paint goes. All right, guys, welcome back. So we are getting close to wrapping this custom Marlin 4570 tactical up. I've got the stock all done. I added a portion for the sling here, because you call it a grommet or whatever. I can't remember what those are called. I got to get one more coat of OD on this stock and probably paint this portion here. But here's the actual main gun itself, or rifle, I guess. I added the portion here for the sand that a little bit. 1 second here. Kind of made these out of styrene. I do this a lot with rifles, so I can get those little jump rings through there. So I just gotta paint that up. But I also added some string on the lever action. I see a lot of people do like a paracord weave on that, and added the top rail. I'll put a sight on that as well. But I really like the way this thing's turned out so far. We gotta, like I said, paint the stock and one more color, or I'm sorry, give it one more coat of paint. But this is what it's kind of looking like. We'll get this stock all painted up, get this portion here painted up, and put a sling together for this thing, and add a couple more little things, and we'll come back and we should have this thing all done. So when we come back, we'll wrap this rifle up and end it with a couple final thoughts. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so here we are. We're all finished up. Here is our completed Marlin 45-7 Tactical. I've got the sling on, turned out really well, and I added some shells to the back stock. I think that looks pretty cool. Used a little bit of my Wonder Goblin Vinyl Wonder gold paint. Kind of just painted the casings on these plastic knockoff shells. Just used an old knockoff set I had. I've got this cool EOTech sight that I might just actually put on there like so, but I haven't decided yet. I think I'll figure something out, but it's turned out really, really well. I like the way it really looks at the very end. There's a few little blemishes I'm not really happy, but it's just the way it is. The 3D print that my nephew made me for the rifles, not nearly as high of a quality as what Cody made me, but you know, it's my rifle and you're never really going to notice it. I just notice a lot of stuff like that. But Cody's parts worked awesome. I'm really happy that he sent those to me to test out for him. And definitely reach out to Cody if you want to get some gun build kits. He does an amazing job. He's pretty busy, I think. But yeah, this is a great rifle. I really like the way it turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So just to recap, we had some pieces from Cody that he sent me, 3D printed gun mod kits, and I had my nephew print me off a Marlin 4570, and we took that platform, modified it, added some of Cody's tactical parts, and a few more bells and whistles, and made this cool rifle. So that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this basic build. Like and subscribe to the page. Share these videos. Let me know in the comments what you think of this rifle, if you're going to make something similar. And in the meantime, guys, keep living the adventure, and cheers.